A few days ago, I visited BITM Museum in Kolkata and was intrigued by the history of numbers and numerals, especially that of zero. So let's take a dive into the ocean of zero knowledge. Zero is the gift of ancient India to the world. It is well known that our ancient BC Aryabhat invented zero. But do we know the obstacles in the discovery of zero? I believe the evolution of zero will answer you many questions. Necessity is the mother of invention. This statement by the great philosopher Plato is very profound. Let's begin the narrative of the journey to zero by a beautiful story. In ancient India, there lived a goat herder named Gokul, who was only 16 years old. He had 10 goats. He took great care of the cattle, and in every morning he would lead the animals to the jungle for grazing. Since he had only 10 goats, he could easily count the goats by his 2 hands. The next year, a few of Gokul's goats gave birth to children, and now Gokul has 25 goats. Now Gokul is facing a huge problem. How will he count his goats? An idea struck Gopal's mind. Why not make a line on the stone? One line for one goat. After 10 years, Gopal is very happy because he can now easily count his goats. He currently has 85 goats. The last year, he lost 15 goats because of floods. So he removed 15 lines from the stone. In the ancient world, different types of civilizations seem to use different types of tallying. For example, the conventional method, the dotted line method, and the Chinese method. In the dotted line method, the dots are the lines in the conventional method. The Ishango bone was found in 1960 in what is now the Democratic Republic of the Congo. It is over 20,000 years old and is covered in tally marks. Now Gokul is at age 50. The number of his goats has exceeded 500. Tallying has become very difficult and frustrating for him. So he is very unhappy and thinking about what to do next. To solve this kind of problem, the Roman civilization introduced the sign value system to the world, where the placement and combination of specific symbols represent values of specific numbers. Let me explain. The Roman civilization used letters I, V, X, L, C, D and M to represent the values of different numbers. Please look at the screen for the red circles. Here we can see that I represents 1. V represents 5, X represents the value for 10, L for 50, C 100, D 500 and M represents 1000. Please look at the screen again for the combination and placement of specific symbols. Here we can see that 3 is written as III. As we know the value of I, which is 1, we know we have to add the 3 values. Same goes for 6. 5 plus 1 is equal to VI. Now 9 is interesting. It's written as Ix. But if we add I and X or 1 and 10, we get 12. Sorry, 11, not 9. So we have to subtract. But how do we know when we have to subtract? We know that because when the larger number is before the smaller one, it has to be added. And when the smaller number is before the larger one, the smaller is subtracted from the larger one. Now let us see how Gokul will count in new systems. If Gokul has 585 codes, now how will he write it? 585 is equal to 500 plus 50 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 5, which is equal to B plus L plus X plus V, which is equal to DLXXXV. Although Gokul has solved this problem, the ancient scholars understood that this type of number system would not go very far because it had many disadvantages. More symbols were used to write larger values in the sign value system. The larger the number, the more the symbols. And the Roman number system was not well suited for arithmetic operations and calculations. Please look at the screen. Here you can see the addition in Roman and in Hindu numbers. Oh, so many steps, so complicated and boring. Very complicated. But in the Hindu system, you can easily say that 726 plus 48 is equal to 774. To solve the problem, we needed a place value system. The ancient Babylonians introduced the basic concept of a place value system. Their extent was at the reign of Hammurabi. At the start of the age of Hammurabi's reign, is located in what today is modern day Iraq. They chose 14 symbols, and using those 14 symbols, they created a number system. The first 9 for 1 through 9, and the last 5 for the first 5 multiples of 10, or 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. Using combinations of these 14 numbers, they can reach up to 59. When they reach 60, they just use the same number of the symbol of 1. So they use the base 60 number system. Strange. Now why did they do it? The Babylonians adopted the base 60 system because they used fractions, not decimals. Let's look at their hand counting techniques and what is the difference with us. So they would count like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Another multiple of 12, there is 24, then there is 6, then 48, and finally 60. That's why they adopted the base 60 system. But we, the Hindus, adopted the base 10 system because we counted like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And for 1 10 in this hand, we count 1 in this hand. So we can count up to 100. So we chose the base 10 number system. Now we have a clear understanding between base 60 and base 10. Let's see the next slide. The Babylonians wrote numbers on clay tablets. Once they got to 59, they just used the same symbol for 1, 60, 3600 or 60 square, 2,16,000 or 60 cube and so on. Now, how did we do it? So in our modern era, when we write the number 111, we know that the three numbered ones have different values. The first one, being in the hundreds column, has a value of 100. The second one in the tens column has a value of 10. And the last one in the ones column has a value of 1. So we have a value of 111. Here we can see the full number of codes, 585. That's 5. So a 5 in the hundreds column, 8 in the tens column, and a 5 in the ones column. So 50. So 500 plus 80 plus 5 is the value of 585 or 585. This is the modern place value system. The Babylonian position of position, when we write 111, what is its value? The first one being in the 3600 column has a value of 3600. The second one, the 60s column, has a value of 60, and the third one in the ones column has a value of 1. At summing up, we get 3661. Now problems arose in the Babylonian place value system. For example, imagine we have the number 3601. So a 1 in the 3600 column, nothing in the 60s column, and the 1 in the ones column. It is not a problem. We always have columns to guide us. But the Babylonians wrote numbers on clay tablets and they just wrote freehand without the columns. So it was very difficult to tell this apart. For example, if we change our perspective, it becomes a 1 in the 3000 column, a 1 in the 60s column, and nothing in the ones column, or 3660. Or again, if we change, nothing in the 3600 column, a 1 in the 60s column, and a 1 in the ones column, or 61. So, to solve this problem, they introduced a placeholder concept. The placeholder identifies an empty column in here. So this becomes 0 But it was not a number. It had no place on the number line. They could not use it on the left side or the right side of a number, as we today use the number 0. They could only use it in the middle. Also, it cannot be used in any arithmetic operation, such as addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, etc. So the Babylonians failed to get historical achievement for the invention of the number 0. Why history chose Bharat? The philosophy of the Western is always materialistic. The ancient Western philosophers thought that a number could not exist without faith. The idea of the void is at the core of the Hindu religion, as emptiness was associated with spiritual beings.
ব্যাক করা একবার আবার যা
छिपा था क्या कहाँ किसने ढका था उसका तो अगम अतल जल भी कहाँ था. In ancient India, spiritual and scientific perspectives together significantly aided in the discovery of the numeral zero. As per historical evidence, Aryabhatta was the first to propose the word, the decimal place value system, and zero. In his works, the Aryabhatiya, in 499 CE, when he was just 23 years old. With these two lines, Aryabhatta explains the decimal place value system with zero. Although Aryabhatta did not use a symbol for zero, because at that time numerals were not used in Sanskrit slokas. The French mathematician Georges Itra argued that the knowledge of zero was only implicit in Aryabhatta's place value system as a placeholder for the powers of 10 with null coefficient, although that is wrong because zero has a value. The Baksali manuscript is an ancient Indian mathematical text written on bridge cards that was found in 1881 in the village of Kashi, located near Peshawar in present-day Pakistan.
দিদি একটু এদিকে আসুন
In the Baksali manuscript, we can see the numeral for the number zero. It was not as our open as we see today. Instead, they used it as a point. The ancient Indian mathematician Ramakrishna defined the actual definition of zero in his book, The Brahmastra Siddhanta, in the 7th century. It lays zero in the proper position of the number line. The definition of zero given by Ramakrishna is when positive and negative variables, the sum is zero. Now let's see the arithmetic operations on the positive, negative, and zero written by Brahmagupta. The first five additions are positive plus positive is positive. Negative plus negative is negative. Positive plus negative is difference. Is the difference between the positive and negative. When positive and negative are equal, the sum is zero. Positive plus zero is positive. Positive plus zero, negative plus zero is negative.
ওখানে যাও ওখানে যাও
0 plus 0 is 0. These five subtractions you can add. A smaller positive subtracted from a larger positive is positive. A negative subtracted from a larger negative is negative. If a larger negative or positive is to be subtracted from a smaller negative or positive, the sign of the reaction is reversed with reverse. Negative becomes positive, positive becomes negative. Negative minus 0 is negative, positive minus 0 is positive, 0 minus 0 is 0. When a positive is to be subtracted from a negative or negative from a positive, then it is to be added. Use 4 multiplication is the fact the product of a negative and a positive is negative. The product of two negatives is positive. The product of two positives is positive. The product of 0 and a negative, of 0 and a positive, and of two zeros is 0. Let's see now is 6 division sutras. Positive divided by positive is positive. Negative divided by negative is positive. Positive divided by negative is negative. Negative divided by positive is negative. 0 divided by positive or negative is 0. And 0 divided by 0 is 0. Now, ordered way, 0 divided by 0 is undefined. But why did that is 0? In the sutras, Brahmagupta used 3 words. Dhanam or positive, Vinam or negative, and Punyam or 0. But in the division sutras, he did not use the word Punyam. Instead, he used Kham. So, 0 divided by 0 is written as Kham Bhaktam Kham, not Sunyam Sunyam, Tam Sunyam. Why did he use the small K? Because every letter in Sanskrit has a specific meaning to keep the language compact, and K has the meaning of the sky. So it can be also written as sky divided by sky is sky. This is the image for the evolution of Indo-Arabic numerals. Here we can see it came from a point, then a circle, then a square, then our modern day for the numeral 0. Thank you everyone. Appreciating the journey of zero's evolution, I am grateful for your attention. Special thanks to Apan and Sam Hyderabad, Project Silvaham, Jonathan J. Crabtree, Wikipedia, the ITF, and the AI Chat GPT. Before I leave, I want to tell a story. There was a beggar. It was at a temple. He sat and begged. Now, one day, one sannyasi came. The sannyasi said, I am also supposed to beg as I am a sannyasi. So I cannot give anything to you. But I can give you an advice. While I was sitting on this wooden box, the beggar was sitting on the wooden box. Then the beggar said, I am a 4th generation beggar. Even my great-grandfather, and my father sat on this wooden box. Now I am sitting. What's the problem? Then the sannyasi said, even if you sit on this wooden box for a day or 1,000 years, nothing will change in the box until you see. Then the sannyasi went to the temple. After 3 to 4 days, the lie was repeating in the beggar's mind. There must be truth in the sannyasi's words, the beggar thought. They took a large stone and broke the old lock and found that the wooden box was not an ordinary box. Instead, it was a treasure box. Many gold, diamonds, etc. that rich people had was in that box. Similarly, we are sitting on that wooden box, and in the wooden box there is our ancient Indian knowledge, and we are begging for knowledge from the outside world. So we have to break the law of that wooden box. Thank you.
এটা টিপে দেবো তো
অনুরাগ